Forehand grips. The way a player holds the racket is extremely important because it affects the overall stroke style, body balance, and therefore the point of contact with the ball. For more information about how the grip affects the whole shot, please carefully read the text in the technique section of Tennis Player Evaluation. Now, let's go over forehand grips, taking into consideration that I am a right-handed player. Let us start with the Eastern backhand grip. The V is in between the 1-2 line to the left. This is an extreme grip that naturally produces a lot of underspin and makes it impossible to use any topspin. The disadvantage of this grip is that it forces the player to hit the ball late behind the body, which puts a lot of pressure and force on the player's shoulder. Another disadvantage of this grip is that by using it, the players often get tennis elbow or wrist or shoulder injuries. I would rate this grip very low since it really limits the player's variety of spins and increases the risk of getting injured. Continental grip. The V is in the middle. This is quite an old school grip, popular a long time ago when players still used to play with wooden rackets. This grip produces very flat shots with almost no topspin. The disadvantage of this grip is that it forces the player to hit the ball quite late behind the body, which puts a lot of pressure and force on the player's shoulder. Another disadvantage of this grip is that by using it, players often get tennis elbow. I would rate the Continental grip quite low since it limits a player's variety of spins and increases the risk of getting injured. Eastern forehand grip. The V is on the first line to the right. This is quite a popular grip with recreational players or with smaller children just starting with tennis. Eastern grip might feel quite comfortable for players who like to play more flat. Unfortunately, this grip doesn't produce enough topspin needed to perform at higher levels of competitive tennis. Eastern/semi-Western grip. The V is in between the first and second line to the right. This grip allows you to hit flat shots or use enough topspin when needed. This grip also allows players to hit the ball nice and early in front of the body while keeping a well-balanced body posture. It is quite popular in men's professional tennis, and I can recommend this grip to both recreational and professional tennis players. Semi-Western grip. The V is on the second line to the right. This grip has perhaps the most benefits among all players and therefore is the most popular grip among professionals. This grip allows the player to hit the ball early in front of the body and to comfortably use all different types of spins. This grip is the best and has the highest rating in our rating scale. Semi-Western/Western grip. The V is a little bit to the right from semi-Western. This grip is quite popular with some juniors and players on the WTA, but very rarely on the ATP Tour. It provides a player with a lot of topspin, but begins to negatively affect a player's balance. The elbow of the playing hand bends too much, and therefore the contact point is more behind than it should be. This causes a higher risk of injury, mainly to the elbow, but also to the wrist, shoulder, and neck. Western grip. The V is more to the right from the semi-Western grip. This grip produces a lot of topspin rotation, but limits the use of other rotations. The more extreme the grip to the west, the more the player's body has to adapt to it, which in this case causes the loss of balance in the shoulders, a later contact point with the ball, and higher risk of elbow, wrist, shoulder, and neck injuries. As a result of lost balance, the player simply makes more unforced errors. I would rate the Western grip lower since it limits the player's variety of spins and increases the risk of injury. Extreme Western in the U.S. is often called Hawaii grip. The V is on the 3 line to the right or backhand semi-Western. This is an extreme grip producing a lot of topspin. This grip makes it impossible to use any flat shots. This grip not only forces a player to hit the ball quite late, but it also puts a lot of pressure and force on the player's shoulder. Another disadvantage of this grip is that by using it, the players often get tennis elbow or a wrist or shoulder injury. Also, as a result of lost balance, the player simply makes more errors. I would rate this grip very low since it limits the player's variety of spins and increases the risk of injury. The complications come when one or both hands are holding the racket too much to the right or too much to the left. These are called the extreme grips. The disadvantage of these grips is that the player is producing either too much topspin or no topspin at all. Just a little advice when rating a grip: never ask a player what grip they are using. Players often change their grip just before they hit the ball and might show you what they think they are using. Allow them to hit a few shots, tell them not to change grip after they finish, and then check. Repeat this 2 to 3 times.